For all y'all that don't know how to spell Nikola Jokic, let me spell it for you. M.V.P. Did you hear me? M.V.P. That's how you do it, Jokic. That's how you do it. You see, when the pressure turn on, when the kitchen get hot, and the situation calls for greatness, when the situation calls for somebody to step up, when the situation calls for somebody to step in, when the situation calls for leaders to lead, for winners to win, and for dogs to eat. Nikola Jokic, M.V.P. with a statement game. The one that we needed to hear and see and feel and watch. What a game. What a game. Double overtime performance for the Denver Nuggets. Hey, y'all, if you don't know, I'm Swipa Cam, and welcome to my channel. As of today, as of this morning, in less than 4 months, we done crossed not one, not two, not three, but 4,000 subscribers in less than 4 months. And y'all, we just getting started. We going to Serbia at 10K. Somebody put in the comment section, hey, what about Argentina at 20K? You know what? I'm with it. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it going, y'all. We building something special, Swipa gang. So, if you can't tell, I just got done watching the Denver Nuggets playing against the Memphis Grizzlies on April 19th, 2021. And the Denver Nuggets won a double overtime thriller against the Memphis Grizzlies, 139-107. And let me read these stats to you. The MVP of the NBA, the heavyweight champ himself, the undisputed, uncontested MVP for the Denver Nuggets tonight, had 47 points, 15 rebounds, and 8 assists. But that's not all. Listen to this. 47 points, 15 rebounds, 8 assists on 20 of 31 from the field. 20 of 31 from the field, 2 of 6 from the three-point line, 5 of 6 from the free throw line with 1 block, and he was a +3 in the game. The Denver Nuggets won by 2. What? 47, 15, and 8 on 20 of 31 shooting? Y'all, 20 of 31 shooting, what's that percentage? That's 65% from the field. What? The dude took 31 shots, and he made 64.5% of his shots, man. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say. You tell me who else is putting up in 45 minutes, 47 points, 15 rebounds, and 8 assists. I don't know who it is. I honestly don't know who it is. Now, if I go to my Twitter, I believe somebody alerted me. I think someone said to me that this might be the first 45, 15, and 8 game since Hakeem Edmund apathy. I don't know. Somebody look this up for me. Is this the first 45, 15, and 8 game since Hakeem Olajuwon? But guess what? I'm not surprised. Are you surprised? Because I definitely ain't surprised. Y'all already know. Y'all already know what this channel be saying. MVP of the NBA, man. And it ain't close. Everybody keeps trying to say it's close, but it ain't close. It's not close. Man, wow, what a game. There's so much stuff to get through. Y'all, I just want y'all to know the next video I do, I'm going to talk about what is it exactly, some of the negative stereotypes about Nikola Jokic, about the way he plays his game, about how he looks, his body. There's been a lot of comments that, is it because he's white that he's getting some pushback from MVP? Now, again, there is some truth to that, but I'm going to explain why, because a lot of that actually comes from black exploitation of black athletes. You know, black athletes have historically always been the one. I'll talk about it a little bit right now. Just to give you some insight, because again, this is a very common theme I've seen. I know this is kind of breaking away from it, but it's really important. It's not that Jokic is because he's white per se that he's getting pushback, or really necessarily because he's Serbian per se. It's more so because in America, America has always valued black bodies, black physicality, black athleticism as a means of entertainment. That started in slavery. So when the Anglos came over here, the Anglo-Saxons, the colonizers came to America, and they dragged 12.5 million African people from their country and their homeland and enslaved them, there was a practice of, they used to have black men, the Mandingos, they would wrestle for the overseers and slave owners and their friends. There's a lot of stuff that was happening. So if you extrapolate what's happened over sports, in the 1920 and 30s, when you started getting integration of athletes into regular everyday sports like track and field with Jesse Owens in like 1936, and then you get into the NBA and you start to get black athletes and black athletes in baseball with Jackie Robinson and NFL, what happened is that media at large, they value what black physicality does because it's different, it's distinct, it's very explosive, it's very athletic, it's different than anything you can see. So Jokic has some of that working against him because he doesn't fit that narrative. But again, it's not that it comes from a healthy place. And so there's a lot of other stuff I'll talk about with this. I'm going to do it in another video because it's important for us to talk about, but I just wanted to highlight that just for teaser because it's really important. I actually really want to have this conversation with you. But y'all, back to the game. Woo, boy, did you see that? Did you see the three he hit Nikola Jokic with like 41 seconds left? Somehow, some way, the Memphis Grizzlies was like, man, let's go. Let's double Will Barton, and I'm gonna leave the MVP shooting 42% from the 3-point line. I'm gonna leave him wide open for a game-clinching, game-leading 3-pointer in the second overtime. Like, have y'all not watched this man play? He leads the NBA in I believe still in game-winning shots since 2018. He's clutch percentage since like 2018 is like leading the NBA. Like, what are you thinking? And then here's the thing, y'all. Will Barton tonight had a real up and down game. He started off here, and then from the second to the fourth quarter went this way, and then in overtime it shot back up. He had a game-tying 3-pointer in the first overtime. Like, he hit some shots tonight. Will Barton hit some shots. That's why you need Will Barton. He's not going to give you what Jamal Murray can give you. He ain't got that kind of skill set nor mentality. He doesn't have the ability to do that, but what he can give you is a facsimile, meaning a likeness to what Jamal Murray does, but not consistently. That's not his role. But tonight, Will Barton in 44 minutes, 28 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, 8 of 19 from the field, 5 of 6 from the 3-point line from Will Barton. 5 of 6. 7 of 8 from the free throw line with 1 block, 1 steal. He was a -1, but Will Barton made some clutch plays, made some boneheaded plays, like a spin move, turn the ball over. Facu Campazzo recovers the ball, gives it to MPJ, who we're going to talk about in a minute. MPJ hits the dagger game-tying 3. Like, it's just so many big shots from Will Barton and Michael Porter Jr. tonight outside of Nikola Jokic. So I give Will his flowers, man. 28, 6, and 7. Ain't nothing to sneeze at for whoever you are in the NBA. Even, again, if he plays up and down at times, Will Barton gave you the show. He showed you why he's valuable, why he means a lot to this team. They wouldn't have won without him tonight, so give him his flowers. Will Barton balled out, and he deserves that, man. He really does. They said on the I think Scott Hastings might have said it when we were watching the broadcast today. He said that, that might be Will Barton's biggest shot of his career, but I'm like, nah, bro. If you were around in 2018-19 season, that the 4 overtime game, maybe game 5, maybe the game after that, Will Barton had like 22 points, I think, in the game, and he hit some daggers in the second round of the playoffs. So Will Barton's made some big shots before, but this is really one of his biggest games in the regular season for sure. So great job, Will Barton. Michael Porter Jr. with the 3rd most minutes tonight, 21 points. He was 7 rebounds, had 1 assist. He was 7 of 13 from the field, which again is over 50%. Crazy. And then he was 5 of 8 from the 3-point line, which again is over 50%. And then he was 2 of 2 from the free throw line with a block. And he was a game high plus 17, y'all. We are watching the ascension of Michael Porter Jr., and he didn't even get to demand the ball a bunch today. Like, there were times in the second unit came in, I'm like, yo, y'all realize MPJ's out there with y'all, and, PJ Dozier was dribbling the air out of the ball sometimes, and they were just like, dribbling all over the place. But I'm just like, bro, MPJ right there. But see, this thing, MPJ is still not fully integrated into the system yet because he's still a pup. But he's a pup putting up 21 and 7 on 7 of 13 and 5 of 8 and shooting 54% on the year from 2-pointers from the field and then 44% from the 3-point line on the year. He's averaging since like March 1st over 21.5 points a game on 50, 50, 80, 75. Goodness, man. Who is this dude? Look, some people say Kevin Durant. I've said it before. Some people say Klay Thompson. That's Adam Morris from DNVR. But you know what? I'm saying T-Mac, man. There's so much of his game, not the handles and stuff yet, because he's still getting there. He has some. He dribbled the ball a little bit today. Even got to the lane once. But he's still learning, and they're still getting comfortable with him being a ball handler. But Michael Porter Jr. gives me Tracy McGrady, but bigger and a better shooter vibes. You know, just some of his fadeaways, difficult shot making, getting to the basket. Again, T-Mac could bang on you. Porter can bang on you, but it's rare yet. I think as he gets older, I think as that drop foot continues to heal up and he gets more strength back in that left foot, I think he's going to be able to do that more often. But I just really, man, I'm just, again, thank the lucky stars. Thank you that the Clippers medical team said that, nah, skip him at 12 and 13 because he can't get healthy, because Michael Porter Jr., again, 21 and 7 on 7 and 13 and 5 of 8 and a plus 17 in the game. They won by 2 points. So that's the Jamal Murray replacement. And I said this on Twitter. Let me know what you think in the comment section about this. I think that the Nuggets are a top 3 seed come next season, 2021 season. Jamal Murray comes back in either April or March if everything goes really well. I think Michael Porter Jr. might be an all-star next year. I don't see how the Nuggets have a really, really good team and are exceeding expectations with waiting on Jamal to get back. Unless they sign like a Goran Dragic on a MLE next year and he's playing point guard and he's playing decent and Monte Morris coming off the bench and I think that MPJ has an opportunity, man, to really, really be an all-star next year. So he's ascending, man. Facu Campazzo up and down game. This is the thing about Facu, man. He had 35 minutes, 3 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 of 8 from the field, 1 of 7 from the three-point line. But he had 2 steals. He only had 3 turnovers, or 5 turnovers. He had 2 steals, 3 turnovers, and he was a +2 in the game. They won by 2. But here's the thing about Facu. I don't like Facu with that starting unit at all, because if he's not the lead ball handler and he doesn't have total control of the offense, it almost doesn't make sense to have him with Jokic. Because Jokic touches the ball. He's only 19th in usage rate in the NBA, but he's leading the NBA in touches, like 102 plus touches a game, because he's going to get the ball every possession. What that means is that the point guard doesn't have to facilitate in the same degree. The point guard just needs to put him in motion. That way he can do what he needs to do. But Jamal is really great at that. That's why Jamal, he's a good point guard, but he's a great off-ball player, rotator, cutter, scorer, and facilitator, secondary facilitator. Facu is a primary facilitator, and I don't know how a primary facilitator who's 5'11" and can't shoot well all the time, I don't know how that would work. So I think PJ Dozier should be in that spot starting at point guard, but we'll see what Michael Malone does. But again, I want to say this. He had a strip on Ja Morant in the fourth quarter that saved them the game. He had a steal in the first overtime that saved him the game, got the ball to Michael Porter Jr. Facu Campazzo had some really, really good plays. But here's the thing. Facu is really great in spurts, but he's not great to play 35 minutes a game. He doesn't have that kind of ability in the NBA yet to do that, or maybe ever. But he's really, really great in spurts, really great defense on Ja at times. But he still doesn't need to be in that role consistently all the time. So, again, decent game and on defense, but not good on offense. 1 of 8, 1 of 7. Aaron Gordon Knight only had 22 minutes. He had 2 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. He was 1 of 7 from the field, 0 of 3 from the three-point line, 1 block. He was a -6. People were asking on Twitter, why is he not playing? The rest, he didn't play really throughout the fourth quarter, first overtime or second overtime. I really think that Michael Malone said he's had conversation with him too. I think he might just be careful about his foot, considering Murray's out, considering Monte is out as well. Aaron Gordon's too important to this team. Come playoff time, he's playing 38 minutes a game, 37 minutes a game. So I think it's just more so precautionary, making sure his foot is good so he doesn't have any bruises, because they only have, now after this, 15 games left. PJ Dozier tonight. Man, here's another PJ game. 37 minutes, 10 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 of 9 from the field, 0 of 4 from the three-point line, 4 of 4 from the free throw line, 1 block, 3 turnovers, but a second on the team with a +14. That's because PJ Dozier fits in with that starting unit in very efficient ways, because he's not able to dominate the ball. This is the thing about PJ. Until he gets to the point where he's not dominating the ball on his own, he needs to not be able to dominate the ball. So when he's with Jamal Murray, he can't dominate the ball. When he's with Nikola Jokic, he really can't dominate the ball. So PJ needs to be with the starters, and I would absolutely slot in a 6'6" point guard next to a 6'5", 6'6" Barton, and a 6'11" Porter, and a 6'8" Aaron Gordon, and a 7' Nikola Jokic. I would much rather have that. Defensively, what are you supposed to do with that? If the smallest person is 6'5", and he's long, and Will Barton, PJ needs to be starting, man. I would do that. I'd make that change. Michael Green, 23 minutes, 12 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 4 of 5 from the field, 2 of 3 from the three-point line, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 1 steal, -3. But he hit some good shots, really key shots tonight. I really like what he did today. He had a really great steal. Shaquille Harrison played today, 17 minutes, 2 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 of 2 from the field. He had 1 steal, really clutch steal. It was... I can't remember who it was again. I can't remember his name. Winslow. Yeah, it was Winslow. He had a steal in the backcourt, and he actually turned it into a reverse layup that was really clutch. By the way, the Jazz just beat the Lakers, so that means even more distance between the Nuggets and the Lakers. So that's a good thing. So we'll hopefully continue to climb to that 3rd seed. So Shaquille Harrison, he played good minutes tonight, played really good defense tonight at times, so I really like what he does. Paul Millsap tonight was going grown man in. 13 minutes, 12 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 5 of 6 from the field, 0 of 1 from the three-point line, 2 of 4 from the free throw line with 1 steal, 1 block, and he was only a -1. Paul looked really good. Old man River. Good game. Vlatko Cancar, 2 points, 3 rebounds, 11 minutes, 1 of 2. He was a team worst, -14 tonight. Yo, I like him for Nikola Jokic. I like him that he has a friend to speak Serbian with, but Vlatko needs to be permanently sitting on the bench. He can't shoot great. He's not overly agile. He's not a great defender. He's tough. He's a try-hard. He's a mule. He's somebody you put all the weight on his back, he'll carry it up the mountain because he's going to give you the very best effort he can give. But I am not playing him over Bol. I can get more out of Bol offensively and defensively, even with the mistakes Bol's going to make. Because Bol's going to hit his threes. He's going to make his shots. He's going to be really long on defense, and he's going to make sure to at least make people adjust their shot. He's going to change the dynamic of the floor. I just can't play Vlatko, man. I don't like that. I really don't, man. So, again, the Nuggets won. That's the most important thing. Nikola Jokic, MVP, 45 minutes, 47 points, 15 rebounds, 8 assists, 20 of 31 from the field, 2 of 6 from the three-point line, 5 of 6 from the free throw line, and he was a +3. So, MVP, man. There's nothing else to say. You spell Nikola Jokic, MVP. That's how you spell his name, man. They play the Portland Trail Blazers. They play the Portland Trail Blazers on Wednesday. And currently, the Trail Blazers are 32-24. The Nuggets are 37-20. That's going to be a really good game. Really excited to see it. It sucks that Jamal's not here. Honestly, I just got to say this before we go. I was missing Jamal the whole game. Clutch situation. There's almost nothing better than watching Jamal Murray operate. That Chicago Bulls sidestep shot he had earlier this year. The Washington Wizards shot that he had from like 32 feet. The shot that he had against the Phoenix Suns in the left wing. Just clutch, man. And he's a great decision maker. Jamal Murray is an excellent decision maker in the clutch with excellent ability to get to the basket or shoot the pull-up 3, step back mid-range. That is going to be very difficult, and I really can see that's why Facu can't play in the playoffs, because literally the only time Jokic was missing shots is when PJ Dozier and Facu were on his side when he was backing down, and then they would just trap, and he couldn't pass it out to Facu for a guaranteed three-pointer because they were just sagging off, and he wasn't hitting the shots, and PJ wasn't hitting the shots. So having Jamal Murray, though, and then having Michael Porter Jr. in that spot, that changes the whole floor because the floor is wider, and it gives him more room to operate. So, Herculean effort from Jokic tonight, but yeah, I really missed Jamal Murray. Anyway, y'all, we'll be back Wednesday. Appreciate y'all. 4,000 subscribers in not 4 months, less than 4 months because of you all. Y'all, I appreciate you so much, Swipa Gang. Let's continue to build it together, and we out.